Hello and welcome back, one and all, for the final match of the second day of the 12th Alliance tournament. This is CCB Fozzie, joined by Sir Squeebles, and we bring you No Holes Barred versus Revolution. Two teams that have a bit of tournament experience. No Holes Barred, a pretty well-known wormhole group, and they brought some pretty cool setups. No Holes has brought a EOS Vexor comp, pretty similar to what we've seen from a lot of other competent teams so far. Triple EOS, a Neros, triple Vexor, Celestis, triple Ishkur Malediction. And why don't you tell us a little bit about Revolution setup to schools?
Revolution has brought a team comp that will look great on the runway. I'm not sure I understand some of it, but three Vexor Navy issues, a Phantasm, a Caracal, a Vulture, a Stratios, a Scimitar, and then one Kestrel and a Crow. So some drone DPS, a little bit of rapid light missile from the Caracal, a Vulture for tank, and obviously they've got that Scimitar to hopefully keep them alive long enough to put the hurt on some of the DPS from the other team.
This is the first time we've seen a Phantasm in this tournament, and they haven't been popular since like AT4 in tournaments, so it'll be interesting to see how well this one works out for them. The match has now begun, and we're seeing NoHo burn right across the field, charging towards the Revolution line.
NoHo definitely has a little bit more cohesive of a setup. There is a limit, only 3 hulls of the same type on any given team. That's why in the command ship rushes, you see 3 EOs, you see 3 Vexors. It's very rare that you see a team like Revolution that fields one of several different types of ships. You tend to like to have pilots in the same sort of hulls. It makes positioning a little bit easier. It makes rolls a little bit easier. I feel like maybe they tried to cover too many of their bases, and in that pursuit, they picked some a little bit unusual and possibly effective, but certainly unusual hulls. And we see damage now going on to Blackish in the Celestis, and also the Scimitar of Axel, oh no, and Revolution is taking huge damage.
Yeah, he's been webbed, and the entire NoHo team is kind of converged around him, and here he goes off the field. That is the Scimitar for Revolution gone. Meanwhile, the Neros for No Holes Barred is sitting quite pretty. As I say that, he loses all of his shields in one burst, and I'm sure Revolution's going to try to even the score there.
To maximize their time on field now, right, Revolution really needs to look good. They have to emphasize the aesthetics of this and hope that carries them through this. Oneros is not going down fast enough to make a difference. They're definitely applying appreciable damage, though. But in the meantime, Ren and the Stratios just gets absolutely erased. And your mum in the Oneros is still holding fairly strong.
The Stratios was shield tanked. It's not something we see very often in the tournament setting because they have that armor resist bonus, but he had an ASB running. It just wasn't enough to keep him alive. Your mum is tanking really, really well at this point, and actually holding on quite well. There's a lot of rep drones. And actually, now we're seeing the Revolution team is now shooting the rep drones that are repairing your mum.
First off, I find that offensive. And second off, typically when you see Ishkurs in the support wing, you can safely assume that that's going to be rep drones, especially when your core DPS/tank group is going to be EOSs. You've got great bandwidth across those Ishkurs that, yes, you could use for drone killing, but most often you see them aiding the logistics and keeping pressure off whoever the primary is. And at first glance, people might think, oh, 3 sets of light rep drones might not mean a lot, but it's very consistent reps, and over the course of a match, especially where you've got drone aggro where you can mitigate DPS, they're actually a huge impact. So looking at this team right now, it's the EOSs and the Ishkurs. I mean, that alone is a strong enough setup. So even with this Oneros off the field, they've now mitigated enough damage. And I'm afraid Revolution has not looked quite good enough on field, and they're slowly dying.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, Revolution is primary in the Celestis, which actually isn't a great primary because the Vexors and the Vulture are going to be mostly shooting at stuff that's on top of them anyways. But they're going to try to bring that last ship down. We'll see if they can pull it off. But one way or another, they're probably not going to kill anything more than that. It's just a matter of time now. And No Holes Barred follows along with yesterday's end of day match where Sleeper Social Club also did very well. So there's been a couple of these groups that are really representing the wormhole lifestyle very well in the tournament.
Yeah, and NoHo put forth a really, really strong setup. I think this is a setup that, not to make the Alliance tournament sound easy, it definitely takes thought no matter how you play it. I mean, even the band picks can be a serious mind game, and you got to be prepared to adjust. But they fielded what I would consider to be a really strong setup. They went even heavier on the E-War than some of the triple EO setups we've seen in the past went. But they've proven here today with Revolution that there's definitely more to life than just being really, really, really ridiculously good looking.
Yes, indeed. As now we have just a Kestrel and a Vulture left for Revolution. No Holds Barred is going to take this match very convincingly, and that's going to leave me doing pretty well in my predictions for today as a whole. I've only got 3 wrong, so I'm going to be at 13 out of 16 for today. So thank you very much, NoHo, for helping me out for this last match.
I don't actually have any transcripts of my total guesses. So as far as I'm concerned, retroactively, I can say I was right on almost all the matches today. And if my court members say differently, it's because they're lying. And I was definitely on point with most of these predictions.
Yeah, that's hard to argue with. Liquid Soul and his Vulture is now taking the brunt of all the damage from the whole NoHo team, and he will be dropping off the field very quickly. Thank you, everyone, for sticking with us through our technical difficulties that we had earlier. I hope you enjoyed these last 3 matches. I definitely enjoyed them, both commentating and also just viewing. There has been some excellent displays of ballsy piloting and very technical precision, and it's really great to see this weekend having gone so well. We've got 3 more weekends of this Alliance tournament. The next 3 weekends are going to be displays of probably equal and even greater match performance. I think there's going to be some really amazing matches coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's been an absolute pleasure to be here. Great job to all the other commentators as well. It's been a lot of fun. And I think I'm on board with that next weekend we can only expect better things, a lot of learning experiences, a lot of strong comps fielded so far, a lot to think about this week for all the teams involved, winners and losers. And next week, I think it's really going to heat up.
Yeah, so with that, No Holds Barred has won this match, and with that, they've won the honor to go face R.E.V.O.L.U.T.I.O.N tomorrow. So best of luck to you, chaps. We will now send you off for the day. This is the last match of the day, and like I said before, thank you very much for joining us, and come back and tune in at 3 o'clock next Saturday, 3 o'clock Eve time next Saturday for day 3 of the 12th Alliance Tournament.